In this video, we're going to be talking about the view ribbon. I'm going to make sure I'm in my drawing workflow. And then I'm going to click on the View tab to bring up the view ribbon. Under the presentation group, you have View Attributes and Apply Display Style. We're going to skip over these for right now. We have a whole nother video on this group. The next group is the Tools group. For the most part, they're the same set of tools that you have down here in your view display. There is an additional set of tools up here where you can create a display set. And display sets let you select a group of elements to display in selected views with all the other elements hidden. So to create a display set, I'm just going to hit F4 to get back to my element selection tool. Now I'm just going to left click and hold down my mouse button, drag a window across some items. Once I have them selected, I can come back up to my tools, come up to my display set, and I'll left click on this tool and it will create a display set of those items I had selected. So I can select F4 to unselect these. And now you can see these are the only items drawing on my screen right now. Now I could edit these items however I needed to without seeing all the other elements in my drawing. If you needed to take some of the items out of your display set, you could come down and select an item, and then up here you have this display set remove. I could select that to remove it from the display set. And then if you're done with your display set and you want to see everything in your drawing again, this last tool down here is display set clear. So if I just left click and select that one, it's going to clear the display set and I will be able to see everything in my drawing again. The next two groups we won't be going over in the fundamentals class, which are name, boundaries, and clip, so we'll skip over those. The next group is called Save Views. You can use Save Views to create a view that has certain view attributes turned on or off, or you can have a view zoomed into a certain area. So I'm going to zoom in to this area down here. And now maybe I wanted to change my view attributes. So I'm going to come up and select my view attributes. And I'm just going to turn my line weights on. And now I can do my create save view. You have a couple different methods. From view and 2 points. I'm just going to do it from my view since I'm already zoomed into it. You have a view type, so you can pick whatever type of view it is. I'm just going to leave it set to general. And you can give it a name. I'm going to name mine line weights. Of course, you could give it a description if you wanted to. And I'm not going to worry about these other settings down here. If that's what I want, I'll just come out on my screen, left click, and it created my save view. So I'm going to come back and turn off my line weights, close my view attributes, and come back up here and do a fit view. And so now if I wanted to apply that save view I created, I can just come to this third tool called Applied Save Views. So now you have your applied save view dialog, and there's this down arrow where you can pick from your saved views. I only have my line weight save view, so if I select it, you have another option down here that you can apply it to all open views. So if I had multiple views opened, I could apply it to those views as well. And then everything that is checked on will be applied to that view. So now if I just come out to my screen and select the view I want to apply it to, just left click to accept it, it's going to zoom back into that area and apply my line weights to that view. So that's what a saved view does. And you can create as many save views as you need to. And the last tool in this group is Update Saved View Settings. If I select that, you can pick what saved view you want to update. I only have the one, so I'll update line weights. And I could go in to my attributes and change some attributes if I wanted to. but I'm just going to go ahead and use my pan tool and pan to a different area. So maybe I want this area to be my new save view. I'll come back up to my update save view settings. I'm going to have to update my camera position. Then I can just come out here and left click on my screen again. It should update my save view. Now if I go back and do a fit view, come back to apply a saved view, I can make sure my line weights is selected, come back out to my screen, and it's going to update my save view. And if you have that camera position checked on, it'll update where you're zoomed into. Up in the save views group, there's also this little arrow here. If I select that, it will bring up the save views manager, and you can pretty much do the same thing through here. You can pretty much do the same thing through here that we did up in the save views group with those three tools. This is just a way to manage some of the save views you may have if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and close my save view manager. I'm going to come back up and do a fit view. And now we'll go over this next group called window. So to do some of these options, I'm going to have to open up at least another window. So I'm going to come over here and open up view number 2. I just have to select it and it's going to open it up. So now this first tool is called copy view, and all this does, it'll copy the parameters from one view to another one. So I'm going to select it, and it wants me to select my source view. So I'm going to come up here and select view number 1. Now it wants me to select my destination view. So I'll come over here and select view number 2, and it's going to copy the view over. The next 3 tools will allow you to arrange your windows. The first one is cascade. It kind of drapes them over top of each other. The next one is tile. It'll tile them next to each other. And the last one is arrange. Probably won't do much since we only have 2 views open. If I open up a third view and do arrange, it'll try to arrange them the best way it can based on where the windows were positioned. And this last one is called view size. If I select it, what it will do, if I want this view number 2 to be the same size as view number 1, I'd select my source view first, which is view number 1, and then I'll come out and select my view number 2, and it's going to change it to the same size as view number 1. So that's what the window group does. The last set of tools we'll be going over are called the view groups, and these tools are the same that are in the toolbar down here at the bottom. Of course, you can turn on views 1 through 8 with these, so you can have up to 8 views open at one time if you need to. But the main thing under here are the view groups. I'm going to go ahead and select this little arrow so I can manage my view groups. So right now I just have my default view group set up. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one, and I'm just going to give it a name, call it my view, and you could put in a description if you wanted. And I'm just going to hit OK. So now you can see I have my view in my view groups. I can go ahead and close this. Now if I want to switch between my views, I can come up here to this pull down. I have my default view and my view. If I want to go back to my default view, I can select it, and it's going to switch back to my default view with only view 1 open. If I want to go back to my view, I can select that one, and it will remember what views I had open. And if I modify these views, like if I opened another view and I switch back to default, and then I switch back to my view, it's going to remember that I had that 4th view open. You can also use these arrows to go back and forth between views if you would like. So those are the different groups in the view ribbon.